red flag did everyone tell you to ignore? I was picking up my 8-month-old son Andrew from my mother-in-law's house when he started pointing at his socks. When I took them off, both of his tiny feet were bright red with blisters forming on the soles and between his toes. My mother-in-law Lizzie stood behind me. Oh, the bathwater must have been a bit warm today. You know how sensitive baby skin is. I drove straight to the emergency room where the doctor confirmed second-degree burns and said the pattern suggested sustained exposure, not accidental splashing. He asked if I wanted to file a report, but when I explained it happened at Grandma Lizzie's house, his whole demeanor changed. These family situations are complicated. Maybe she just didn't test the water properly. The nurse started to write something then stopped. Keeling, as in City Council Keeling, the one who ran that special daycare program? She exchanged a look with the doctor. I'm sure she just made an honest mistake. I called my sister-in-law Jill that night. Her daughter had stayed with Lizzie last summer. Did Heather ever have any injuries? Her feet were really red once. Mom said it was from playing barefoot in the yard. The next morning I told my husband we couldn't leave Andrew with his mother anymore. I expected him to take my side, but he exploded. Are you calling my mom an abuser? She raised 3 kids. I hadn't even told him the reason yet. Either way, I showed him the ER report and he just ripped it up like he'd been expecting this. She watches him for free while you work. You want to pay $2,000 a month for daycare instead? I'd already called every daycare within an hour of my job. I couldn't afford a nanny and my mom lived across the country. If I missed another week of work, I'd be fired. So the next morning I had no choice but to take Andrew back to Lizzie's. But this time I had a plan. Nothing fancy, just a small camera in his diaper bag. She smiled at me from her doorway. Accidents happen, dear. Maybe you should trim his nails so he doesn't scratch the blisters. The way she said accidents made my skin crawl. And when I checked the camera that evening, the memory card was missing. She'd found it. I filed a report with CPS, but they said without proof of intent, grandmother care fell under family discretion. The investigator actually suggested I was experiencing postpartum paranoia. Even my pediatrician wouldn't write a letter supporting my concerns because Lizzie had been his kid's piano teacher for 20 years. That weekend, Lizzie sent a text to the family group chat. Since some people think I'm dangerous, I guess I won't be hosting Sunday dinners anymore. My phone exploded. His sisters called me a monster. His father said I was disrespecting their family. My husband slept on the couch. The entire family turned against me for hurting mom's feelings. Meanwhile, Andrew's feet were still peeling and I had no idea why. Monday morning came. I had to work or lose my job. I drove Andrew to Lizzie's, hands shaking on the steering wheel. When I picked him up that evening, there were fresh red marks on his ankles. Grip marks. He was fussy during his bath, Lizzie explained with that same sick smile. Some babies just don't like being clean. I sat in my car and sobbed. I'd tried everything legal. My baby was being hurt and everyone was protecting her. That night, I called my brother Victor, who just got out of prison. Did 8 years for something I'm not allowed to talk about. I need your help, I told him. No questions asked. Victor had friends. By Wednesday, everything was arranged. I dropped Andrew at emergency daycare and parked by the grocery store. At 9:03, Lizzie pulled into her usual spot. At 9:04, a van pulled up beside her. At 9:05, she was inside it. Victor's friend had a warehouse by the river. When I walked in, Lizzie was zip-tied to a metal chair, duct tape over her mouth. The same kind of metal tub she'd used for Andrew's baths sat in front of her, steam rising from the water. Her eyes went wide when she saw me testing the temperature. Perfect, I said. Just how you like it. I pulled the tape off her mouth. You're going to tell me exactly why you burned my baby's feet. I moved the tub closer. The steam hit her face. Her whole body was shaking now. 5 seconds. She opened her mouth to scream, but Victor's friend put his hand over it. 4, 3, 2, full story on channel, linked below.